Shawn. First work week over. How you feeling?
Feeling really good. Vibe's really high. I feel like we have a really positive group, a group that's really buying into the coaching staff we have, and it feels like a really tight-knit group for week one.
Long off season, last 3 weeks. How excited is your group to play against another team finally?
Really excited. It's been a long off season. Eight months or whatever it is. In the workouts, recruiting, game planning, scheming, trying to make sure everyone gets in time. So everyone's just really excited to get going week one up in Kamloops.
And talking about Kamloops, what challenges do the Broncos present for you guys Saturday?
Yeah, I mean they've probably got the best player in the league in Colton, 17 up there. So he's going to be a problem for sure. I feel like they've got one of their better recruiting classes since I've been in the league over the last 2 years. Even a couple of guys that we were really interested in. So, they seem pretty young, but it sounded like they had a lot of returners on the offensive side of the ball. So, I'm sure Vanke and some of the additional coaches are going to have them kind of, ready and prepared for their week one.
Talking about Colton, obviously great players like that kind of are going to get theirs throughout the game. How can you guys maybe limit him, and maybe obviously not wanting to give a lot of the secrets away, but kind of your plan to maybe stop him and limit him in ways?
Yeah, I feel like we have some pretty good athletes in our back end, so we're just going to try to keep someone over top of them and try to just have coverage integrity, make sure we're not having any mental lapses, to give a guy like that free open space. So if we're going to be sticky on him, and I'm sure they'll have a couple other receivers like they had with Sens last year. That was a big problem. You can just focus on 17. So, we're going to, obviously he's going to be a part of the game plan, but, we're going to be prepared for the running game with Cam as well, and, a couple of their other good players.
Talking about you guys, obviously the quarterback battle has been going on. Feel free to keep the cards close to the vest, but how satisfied, I guess, were you of being able to watch both those guys work and compete against each other?
Yeah, I mean, Jupe's going to be our guy week one, so, we're excited to see what he does. Even throughout all week, Zach would still get some reps with the one, so, we're going to try to keep both guys hot, and, best guy's going to play on Saturday, and, hopefully we can kind of see them both in game action, because, it's something we've talked about as staff. You can't really see what you have, until the bullets are flying. So, we're kind of excited to see a bunch of guys in different spots.
And defensively, as defensive coordinator, kind of maybe what can we expect defensively, and maybe a few players to watch on the defensive side of the ball?
Yeah, I think we're going to be pretty aggressive. We want to come after the quarterback, and play tight coverage, and try to throw some different looks at them. It's week one, so you have no real knowledge of what they're going to run offensively, so we've just been focused on kind of dialing in our stuff. So, some players to watch for sure. Felice Toscano, boundary corner. We might move him around a little bit as well. Aiden Bytel's done a great job coming over from West Shore. Izzy a free safety, and our linebacking crew is stacked as well with Finstad and Shipham and Charlton. So, we're really excited about the back end, and we've got some dogs up front that, excited to get going.
I know the offense is more Jake's expertise, but what kind of similar question, what can we expect offensively and some players to watch?
Yeah, I think we're eight or nine receivers deep. So again, excited to kind of get guys rotated in. Rondé at running back is kind of poised for a big year. I feel we didn't really get him until later last year. So, we weren't really able to unleash him until late in the season. So him having the whole offseason here with a little bit better of an O-line too, with Trevor Bowles as the O-line coach and Jake another year under his belt at OC, I think we're going to be really excited to just have a lot of options offensively.